Trigger warning. Ghosts, ghouls, and gruesome stuff ahead. It's weird. It's dark. It's your kind of vibe. Welcome to Haunted and Homicidal, the podcast where true crime meets the paranormal. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Courtney. Every week we uncover the terrifying, the twisted, and the totally unexplainable. Lock your doors and grab your sage.
Because things are about to get haunted and homicidal. Hey guys.
What's up?
Yeah, it looks like we're at the right temperature. Not temperature. Bruh, it's been a fucking day and it is only 11:30 in the morning. I barely slept last night because I think maybe Mischa's stomach was hurting her.
What does she eat?
So when Daddy is home, she had like 2 corn dogs, she had steak, she had some other stuff she probably shouldn't have had.
Yeah.
Like all at once.
Yeah.
So I think her belly was hurting her last night and she kept getting off the bed and she'd come around to like my side of the bed and she would nose me, and if I didn't respond, she would like hop up there and like scratch me.
Yeah.
And so I'd have to lean over the bed, grab her like my arm around her back and kind of help her get on the bed.
Because her tummy hurt too much.
Because her belly was hurting too much to jump. And it was like 4 or 5 times. Like the last time was right before dawn.
She didn't go on Wayne's side for help?
No, she does not. She never does. Even when, like, before he did the driving, she would never go over to him for help. He would just yell at her, get on the fucking bed. Because she would, like, just scratch at the bed or whatever. And so she wakes me up. And I guess he had to get up to go to the bathroom. And he flicked the light on. And I'm, like, half asleep right after I got her on the bed. And she's just, like, laying on me with her head across my neck. I'm just rubbing on her. And he's like, what's wrong? What's wrong with her? I'm like, I don't know. I think her belly hurts. I'm like, she's okay.
Yeah.
Like, don't
bro,
freak
you
out.
fed her too much.
Yeah. And that's what I told him today. Because he wanted, like, every time we go to the store, we get her something.
Yeah.
Which is normally, like, food. And I told him, like, let's just start getting her toys. Because it's, like, the same price as what we get her for food. You know. And she loves her babies. So she got, like, a little ice cream cone that we found on clearance at Walmart, I think, on Friday night. And then yesterday we went to Five Below and she got like this big, it's like a sweet tarts shaped rolled thing, and she got that, and she likes babies more than she likes the food.
Yeah.
She was so excited. She's carrying it around all day. Every time something happened, she went and got that baby. So I told him today, I'm like, we either need to get her a baby or like one of the single dog treats that they have at Walmart. Mm-hmm. Like the little and the little like dollar in the pack ones.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm like, she can have what we gave her yesterday, but we gave her too much of it.
Yeah.
And I think it fucked up her stomach. I'm like, I like to sleep. I need sleep. So he doesn't listen. But we did get her just a singular dog treat today. Cause I'm like, Courtney's going to be bringing her a baby. So, you know, she's, like I said, she's had 3 babies in the last 2 days. Because we just keep getting them for her. She's cuddling with it right now, the penguin. So.
Owl.
Oh, is it an owl?
Yeah, it's an owl.
Oh, I couldn't tell. I thought it was a penguin.
No, it's an owl.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I think it's funny. She just meets me at the door.
Yeah, she's and I don't think he's seen her do that before. And I'm like, she does it every time. She waits for her toy because she knows she's bringing her one. Mm-hmm. And she's so excited about it. And she just carries it around for the day, you know.
Yeah,
I've got Superwoman, Wonder Woman, and the ice cream and Woodstock in my bedroom. She's got whatever in here, and then like 10 in the living room, and she just like picks them all at different times. Her and Sam were sleeping with Blue's Clues the other day. It was so funny. And last night she was laying with Sam, and Sam, he had his back legs propped up on her. He was laying like on his back. His back legs were spread open, but they were like propped up on her neck. It was so funny. Because he seeks her out to sleep with her. Aww. Like none of the other cats like really like her, but Sam, he does. So.
That's so cute.
I guess we're going to, I don't guess we're going to talk about part 2 of Jerry Brudos.
About part 2.
Yeah, we're going to talk about part 2. This is like kind of like the bulk of what he did. So this part's going to be like really in-depth and stressful and probably trigger warning-y, especially if you don't like murder, serial murder, rape, shoe fetishes, feet fetishes, all that kind of stuff. So, hello? What was that? That sounded like something was spilling all over my floor. Hello? Somebody's in the kitchen.
He's giving cats treats.
Literally just spent $15 on cat treats, and he's going to give them all to them today.
Yeah, he's got someone.
I thought I heard something hit the floor, and I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
Cat treats. He just like, it's like a Mardi Gras parade, or he just like throws them, and the cats just come running. Yeah, he just.
And then apparently Modi ran away.
Modi, so he waits for his. So he'll go in there and he'll like head bump him a whole lot. He'll look at him and he'll jump off the chair, turn around and look at him like, is daddy following me? So then Wayne will finally get up and he leads him to the pantry where we keep the cat treats. Then he jumps on the counter waiting for his because he has Wayne trained that Modi gets his first by himself before he throws the other cats the treats on the floor for them all just to kind of scatter and get them.
One of the kittens was on the counter with it, and then the other ones were on the floor.
Yeah. But Modi, like, he's like, I have him trained. I'm like, no, sir. She hears it. She's like, I hear treats. I'm like, no, sir. That cat has you trained. Mm-hmm. I'm like, he doesn't follow you. You follow him to his spot. Mm-hmm. He has you trained. He's like, shut up. I'm like, well, that's your cat. That is your cat. Mm-hmm. Okay, so back to our regularly scheduled broadcast. You guys are not going to hear my husband this week because he is actually home.
Unless he pops his head in.
He's not as funny when he's home, though.
He's not.
He's not. It's only on the phone. But I think, like, one day we'll get him in here just, like, for extra commentary or something because it's funny. So, okay. So, again, we're talking about Jerry Brudos. He was known as the foot fetish killer. I can hear in my own voice that I don't feel good.
Yeah, you can tell you don't feel good.
Like I'm not like, I don't have like a cold sick. I just don't feel good today.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about his murders, and there were quite a few. So between 1968 and 1969, 1 year, okay, he abducted and strangled and killed 4 young women and attempted to abduct a minimum of 2 others. So 6 total at this time.
Damn, all in 1 year?
Yeah, all in 1 year. So this kind of like a lot of the time what denotes a serial killer. Mm-hmm. They have spurts.
Yeah.
Like, so they do like a whole bunch at one time, and then they have like months or years where they don't do anything, and then they have a whole bunch at one time. And so that's usually the difference between, I don't remember, somebody was asking me what the difference between like mass murder. Oh, it was London's boyfriend. He was asking me what the difference between like mass murder and serial murder is. And that's the main one. Mass murder is just a whole bunch of people at once.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, like, they don't continue to do it most times. Serial murder is like a spurt of 3 or 4, maybe 2 or 3 year break all over again. So that's the main difference. And it's not the quantity of people, because a mass killing could just be like 10 people and they never do it again. It's just that many people at one time.
Yeah.
Serial killers could also kill 10 people at one time, but it's not usually at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like mass murders are usually like when those people go in and like shoot up churches or whatever. So 3 of his 4 victims were murdered in the basement or garage workshop of Brutus's home and 1 inside of his vehicle. So remember when I said in first episode we're going to talk about his garage workshop later?
Oh.
This is why.
Okay.
So, and it was more than just murdering them, really. There was a lot that he kind of did.
Oh.
A lot. We'll get there.
Okay.
So, All of Brudos' victims were abducted and murdered in order to satisfy his need to both dominate and possess attractive young women and to satiate his sexual fantasies and fetishes. So, remember when he was a teenager, he wanted this bunker where he could just possess a female. At that time, sex was not on the table for him. It wasn't in his wheelhouse. He wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah.
But now after he was married with 2 children...
the fact that he did this, married with 2 children,
while his wife was giving birth to one of their children, the second child, choked a lady out and took her shoes instead of being there with his wife. Now, I mean, like, having had 3 children and my husband's at the birth, or my father-in-law, my mom, my grandma, there's not a whole lot anybody can do when you're giving birth.
Yeah.
It's just the moral support thing. But
the fact that he wasn't there for moral support, at
least.
He
should have been there. Yeah. So, following the act of murder, each victim was subjected to a ritual of dressing in different lingerie and footwear. So he would take them out of the clothes they were in, put them in lingerie, put them in maybe shoes that he had purchased himself or stole. It really does not specify if he purchased the lingerie or if it was just, because he was a thief. He would break into these homes and steal clothes and whatever. But it never really did specify if what he was putting these victims in belonged to people who he'd stolen from, or like he went to the store and bought it for himself, not for him to wear, but I think he did wear lingerie at one point. Well, I mean, when he was in that college dorm, he was dressed like a woman, so but he would dress them up and put them in different footwear, and during which Brudos would arrange her body in suggestive and provocative positions prior to photographing her and engaging in masturbation. So he would kill her, dress her up, put her in like multiple, like he didn't just pick one. He put her in several lingerie outfits with different shoes and took pictures of her in different positions, wearing these items until he was satisfied, and then he would masturbate, ejaculate, and often while staring at or caressing the victim's feet and ankles. Okay. So he was like super focused on like the feet area while he was...
I'm left. They had ugly feet.
Twerking the jerkin. Because this is the little dick energy right here. This is not kosher dill pickle energy. This is this is gherkin energy, okay? Yeah. Each victim was also subjected to acts of necrophilia. So obviously he would rape the corpse after he killed her. And 3 were actually mutilated after they were murdered, with Brudos retaining severed body parts to fuel his fetishes in addition to expressing his dominance. So he would cut parts off of them that he wanted and he would keep them.
So that would be he'd be keeping the feet?
We'll get there.
Oh, God.
All were disposed of in the Willamette River, although their shoes and underwear were retained and stowed within the household garage, which Brudos' wife and children were forbidden from entering without first announcing their intention via an intercom he had installed. So this was pre-planned. Like, he knew what he was going to be doing in that garage, and so he set forth, "You are not allowed in my garage. If you need me, my attention, need to come in, you hit this intercom and I'll tell you whether or not you can come in."
What the fuck?
Yeah, so that would be like red flag number fucking 1 for me. I'm like, you are not going to tell me I can and cannot come in my own garage.
Exactly.
No. Fuck no. Every part of this house is my house.
And it's like, everyone's curious. So, like, at one point, he's not going to be home. So at that point, you're going to want to sneak down there to see, what is he hiding?
And I don't know, like, if they were scared to, because, like, it did say he was never, like, any kind of abusive, like physically, mentally, verbally, anything to the family. So, like, if they were scared of it.
Unless he locked the door and only he had the key.
It's possible. I mean, that's very possible, both sides of it. But there was windows. There were windows in this garage, I think. Because I believe, maybe not, I could be wrong. Anyway, Brudos' justification to his wife for forbidding his family from entering the garage workshop was that His Polaroid photographs were developed in this location, and he did not wish the photographic development process to be compromised. In addition to the tools of the mechanical and engineering occupations being a safety hazard for his kids, which, I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
But like if like you said, if he's not home, he's not developing pictures when he's not home.
Exactly.
So the hazardous tools, yeah, kids don't need to go in there.
Yeah.
But the wife, like, it just doesn't make sense to me, like, why they never went in there.
Because my curious has to be like,
yeah, like, why can't I go in there?
What's in there?
Well, I'm making something special for you. Okay, well, I'm going to sneak in there and see that. Yeah. I'm going to look.
Photographs? I want to see the photographs.
Yeah, I'm going to look. Well, he really was developing photographs in there. That was not a lie, but it was not the kind of photographs that you were going to want anybody to see.
Well, yeah, but they would be like, but she'd been like, oh, photographs? I want to see before they get wherever.
Yeah, but like a Polaroid, like that, you take the picture and it's spits it out and you just wave it around and it develops. Like, what? I mean, I'm sure there's like other Polaroids, but that's what I'm picturing. Just like the and and it spits it out automatically. You don't have to go anywhere.
No, you have to actually like dip it in the thing, in the chemicals, and put it in this other chemical.
Yeah, I don't know if Polaroids did that though. I'm sure they may have. I mean, like in Stranger Things, when Jonathan's taking pictures and Nancy keeps opening the fucking door, and he's like, Nancy.
Yeah, it's like the old.
But this was in the 60s, like early late 60s, 68 and 69.
They still have Polaroids.
Well, no, I know. I'm just saying I'm picturing just the regular Polaroid where it spits out the square picture with the big white bottom at the bottom where you write what it is.
Yeah, they didn't have that in the 60s.
They didn't?
Not like the ones now. It was more like, you make me remember my photography shit.
I'm pretty sure they had those kind in the 60s, late 60s. Pretty sure, because that's what I'm envisioning him taking these pictures with, not like with the camera roll, just like the little packets.
Polaroid camera in
like 1960s.
Yeah, no, you still have to have it developed, like with the chemicals. It'll come out, but you still have to do like the.
Yeah, see, that's not the one I'm picturing. I'm picturing the like, shake it like a Polaroid picture.
They didn't have that camera.
Not in the 60s, really?
No.
I thought those were like old as shit.
No.
They had them like when I was born, like late 80s. They had them, so I just assumed.
No, they're more like this.
Maybe.
So they'll come out, but you still have to have them like develop. You still have to develop them in the liquid.
Maybe. I don't know. But he was a mechanical engineer and everything, so he may have had just like the simple whatever. I mean, he may have had like a chemical setup. I don't know. Either way, shady. Red flag number 1. I would have had some questions, and I would have been looking for myself.
Yeah.
So now we are going to talk about, unfortunately, his murder victims. So the first girl, it started with a knock at the door. It was a young girl selling encyclopedias to pay for college. God. And I guess that's what you did back in the 60s. I don't know.
Instead of Girl Scout cookies, you just lost encyclopedias.
Yeah, I mean, I do remember, like, when I was younger, like, early 90s, my grandma buying, like, Encyclopedia Britannicas from a salesperson. Like, I also remember in the early 90s when you had to pay your insurance, they came to your house and collected. I remember that. Because the guy was the same guy, and I remember his face, and I'll probably remember his face until I die. It was the same guy every month. He'd come, they'd sit at the kitchen table, she'd write him a check, they'd talk for 15, 20 minutes, and then he'd say, see you next month.
Yeah.
And I remember, because I lived with my grandma when I was little. And I remember it, and it's so crazy, like, what you remember from when you were a kid, like, how different things are today. Like, literally everything you can do online. Everything. Even get those kind of pictures developed. Mm-hmm. Just send the packet off somewhere. You don't have to go do it yourself at all.
My sister got her film cameras developed at Walmart.
I used to. Walgreens or wherever, yeah.
Oh, they still do it.
And I know Walgreens does. Yeah, you'd wait like a week or two before they were all, and they would give you a call when it was ready, and you could pick them up in that little envelope. And
yeah, she just went and picked up hers. She has 2 more cameras to develop.
Oh, wow. What is she taking? Is like her work?
We had gotten film cameras, and we just took pictures.
Just pictures.
Like vacation and stuff.
Fun stuff. Okay. So, like, there was nothing standouting about this girl. She was just a normal-looking, ordinary girl. But for Brudos, he was like, she's the one. She's the one. It's her. So, her name was Linda Catherine Slauson. She was a 19-year-old door-to-door encyclopedia saleswoman from Aloha, Oregon, whom Brudos encountered as he worked in his yard on January 26th of 1968. She began selling encyclopedias in 1967 in order to pay for her college tuition. She inadvertently entered his property, having confused his address with the neighbors, believing she had an appointment with the homeowner to potentially sell an encyclopedia.
No.
Literally a crime of opportunity. She went to the wrong house. So upon hearing the reason for Slauson's visit, Brudos feigned interest in purchasing a set of encyclopedias to lure her to the basement of his home. As Slauson sat on a stool and began advocating the sale of her encyclopedias, Brudos bludgeoned her about the head with a section of wood, then manually strangled her to death before concealing her body beneath the staircase to the basement.
What the fuck?
Didn't take long. He lured her downstairs. She started her marketing spiel, and he said, "You're done."
The fuck?
Yep. Probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops from start to finish, from meeting her and then getting her downstairs. He then asked his mother to take his daughter from the house to purchase hamburgers so that he could engage in necrophilia with Slauson's body. So his mom was home with their daughter. With his daughter.
Fuck?
Now, obviously, he didn't say, "Hey, Mom, take Teresa," I think that's her name, take her and go to Burger King, McDonald's, get a hamburger while I have sex with this girl I just killed.
Yeah.
It probably was, "Hey, Mom, why don't you go ahead and go get some lunch, take the baby with you, go to Burger King or whatever. She's been wanting hamburgers. I've got some work to do. She's hungry." That was probably that. I don't think,
Yeah.
I killed her. I want to have sex with her. Can y'all leave? I don't think it was. Again, there are just, so many red flags that I'm just kind of...
how did no one question?
How did no one know? Or, why did they not see him talking to this girl?
Or where's the young girl that...
Right, that's what I'm saying. You didn't see her? I mean, I know she, didn't knock on the door or ring the doorbell or anything. He met her outside because he was doing yard work. But, was nobody paying attention? At all through any of this?
Apparently
Neighbors?
not. Apparently not.
It's insane. This poor girl... Ugh. So... Upon undressing the young woman's body, Brudos discovered Slauson was wearing attractive red lingerie. This inspired him to retrieve a box of women's underwear and footwear he had accumulated, typically through theft, so we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Put myself in the eyeball. Most of it was what he had stolen. And repeatedly dressed and redressed her body in different footwear and lingerie, in addition to engaging in repeated acts of necrophilia, photographing much of the process. So, what it sounds like to me is he would dress her in something, he would have sex with her. He would dress her in something else, he would have sex with her again. So it's the repeated acts. And then obviously, thankfully, he took pictures of it.
Yeah.
Evidence, incriminating evidence. He wasn't smart enough to not, While Slauson's body lay in the workshop, a friend had stopped by to visit Brudos.
What the fuck?
Bruh. With his quick thinking, he was able to conceal her body and hang out with his friend for a little while before returning to her body. So he was able to dress and redress her, have sex with her corpse multiple times, take pictures, visit with his fucking friend, and then go back to doing what he was doing. This man is not sane. There's no part of this man who is sane. No part.
What the fuck?
So, hours later, after I guess he had a couple more intimate interactions with her body, Brudos severed Slauson's left foot from her body with a hacksaw. So, not an easy task because hacksaws are very rigid, very coarse. He retained the severed appendage in the rear of the family freezer located in the basement. So they could go to the basement and get stuff out of the freezer. And he put her foot in the freezer, in the back part of the freezer, the family freezer, where the rest of their fucking food was.
How do you...
How? These are my questions. Yeah. These are my questions. Like, this case is so fucking wild. Like, how did nobody know? And again...
How do you not see a fucking foot in your goddamn freezer?
Here is my problem. It is not with the police department. It is with the fucking detectives, because all of the shit that he had done prior to this, he should have been locked up. They should not have released him. He was not safe for society.
No.
Not safe.
No.
This is why I get angry. Because, he's okay. He's not going to harm
he's fucking
anybody.
not.
Really?
No, he's fucking not.
He killed 4 fucking people and tried to kill 2 more that we know of. Other people may have not come forward.
Bet y'all bitch asses feel bad now.
You know. Okay. Like, it makes me so angry. He, again, took her foot, sawed her foot off. And he would use it to showcase his extensive collection of high-heeled shoes and to fuel his masturbatory fantasies. So he froze the foot. When he needed to jerk in the gherkin, he would take the foot out, put it in a high-heel shoe, do what he had to do, and put it back. Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, but the mannequin thing, Dahmer tried that. Didn't work. Dahmer had a mannequin that he would sleep with and masturbate on or to, but he accelerated to humans. Mainly because, like, his grandma found it and, like, freaked the fuck out, but...
I mean, I would, too.
Yeah, like, why do you have... Well, I wouldn't freak out. It's a mannequin. I'd be questioning, but you know what?
Yeah,
if
like,
you sleeping with this fucking mannequin prevents you from murdering people, I'm all fucking for it. Bro, it's his parents' fault. His parents are fucking psycho. We're gonna cover Dahmer. It's a lot. So,
Dahmer.
Huh? I think you do too. So, he also retained 2 of the encyclopedias Slauson had on her that she was hoping to sell him as keepsakes. So, that's like another trait of serial killers. They collect trinkets from their victims as like a trophy.
Yeah.
Memory lane. So like you could look at the book and he'd be like, yeah, you know, just like jerk off on it or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I can't step into the brain of a serial killer because I'm not one. This is just based on like scientific research and whatever that I've seen over the years.
Yeah.
Brudos later bound the remainder of Slauson's body to a heavy cylinder head for a truck, like an engine head.
Oh, okay.
And discarded her body, quote, over a rail somewhere in Marion County, adding he could not recall the precise location. But again, these bodies were all found in the Willamette River.
Yeah.
So he threw her body over a rail somewhere along the river. Yeah. Linda wasn't just, quote unquote, victim 1. She wanted to be a teacher and never got the chance. And that's what makes her story so gut-wrenching, because she was trying so hard to help children, to teach children, to hopefully be that one guiding light. Because every person that I've ever met, well, I'm not going to say every, but most, they have had that one teacher who made such an impact and such a difference in their life. And she could have been that teacher.
Yeah.
She could have been that one. So, stressful. So, Brudos' second victim was Jan Susan Whitney. Brudos encountered Whitney, who was a 23-year-old motorist and University of Oregon student originally from Washington, as he drove home from a job in Lebanon on November 26th of 1968. Brudos later insisted this murder, much like Slauson's, was a crime of opportunity, which again, we talked about why that was the case with Slauson, because she went to the wrong house. He had simply encountered Whitney as he drove home from work and observed 3 individuals standing beside a broken-down Rambler along Interstate 5 between Salem and Albany. After inspecting Whitney's car, Brudos claimed he could fix her vehicle, but would need to drive her to his home to collect the necessary tools.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
No, you can go and come back. Like, I'm not going with you. Whitney and her traveling companions, hitchhikers that she had previously picked up, they all three agreed to accompany him upon the promise that the two hitchhikers would first be driven to their intended destination.
No, should have stayed.
Well, the hitchhikers are like, y'all can do what the fuck ever, just get us where we were needing to go because we need to get there now. So, I mean, I feel like if they would have stayed, I don't know. He could have tried killing all three of them. You don't know. So that would have been like extra people, so...
He probably wanted... I don't think he would have killed all three.
He might have if they were all women. And I don't know if it says or not. So the two hitchhikers entered the rear Brudos' vehicle, and Whitney got into the passenger seat. After driving the two hitchhikers to their destination, Brudos did drive Whitney to his home, which he then entered while remaining parked in the driveway. So he didn't like pull into the garage. He sat in the driveway. This murder is fucking wild. This one I don't understand. So, he left her in the car with the car running, ostensibly to retrieve the necessary quote unquote tools to repair Whitney's car. Brudos then discreetly entered the rear of the vehicle as Whitney remained seated in the passenger seat. He then asked her to close her eyes and describe how to tie a shoelace without opening her eyes or moving her hands.
What the fuck?
He was just trying to get her, like, off course. Like,
okay, but still, why would you? What the,
I don't know.
At that point, I'd be like, you know what? I'm getting out of the car.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm wearing flip-flops. What the fuck? Whitney agreed to the challenge.
What the hell?
Brudos then strangled her from behind with a leather luggage strap before raping her inside of his vehicle.
As he's sitting in the driveway?
Mm-hmm. As it's in the fucking driveway.
How did no one... How?
Wait.
What?
It gets better. It gets better.
Oh, God.
He then carried her body into his garage workshop where he dressed her body in differing footwear and lingerie before repeatedly engaging in acts of necrophilia with her corpse.
How does no one see her?
How does nobody in the home see her? You've got a wife, your mother, and your two children, and you've got neighbors. Like, how does nobody see anything?
How? What the fuck?
Yeah. Whitney's body was left hoisted from the pulley in the workshop ceiling for 2 whole days. With Slauson, he got rid of her that night. Threw her over the rail. Brudos later admitted to violating her body whenever he, quote, felt the need. So he basically kept her there for sexual purposes, like whenever he, felt like having sex, I guess. I mean, because if you remember last episode, or last part 1, his wife said she was just like no longer sexually attracted to him. So maybe she just wasn't, they weren't having sex. So, if at a point like a male just suddenly stops having sex with the female, like the female's gonna notice. But if she has already kind of drifted off from it and they're already not doing it a lot, like him not coming on to her or being sexually attracted to her or aroused around her really wouldn't send off flags, And her body, Jan's body, was also dressed in differing lingerie and repeatedly photographed. Brudos severed one of her breasts with the intent of turning it into a paperweight, although this idea was abandoned when he noted the epoxy hardener failed to fully set.
What?
Yeah. So he wanted to, like with the foot, put it in the freezer, put it in high heel shoes, masturbate to it, whatever. He wanted to make this lady's breast a paperweight. So he had that trinket, that memory. Not good times. So, instead, he stuffed the breast with sawdust before pinning the organ to a wooden board.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. That's something like this murder is like crazy to me. According to Brudos, 2 days after Whitney's murder, a car crashed into his garage, knocking a hole in the wall.
Ooh.
A responding policeman had looked into the resultant damage, but due to the dust, debris, and darkness, and the fact that the hole was at ground level, he failed to see Whitney's mutilated and suspended body.
What the fuck?
So this, again, This one is so wild. Very fucking confusing because the police officer was there looking into the garage and did not see her. Yep. So that evening, I guess Brudos was like, oh, fuck. Her body was tethered to a section of scrap railroad iron and thrown into the Willamette River along with Slausen's severed foot, which had begun to decompose. So he got rid of the foot because it was no longer functional to him.
Yeah.
And Jan's body. So the body of Jan Whitney was found submerged in the Willamette River close to Independence, Oregon, exactly 1 month after Brudos' conviction. So it wasn't found right away. Yeah. It was found a while down the road. Her body was recovered approximately 1 mile downstream from the location that Brudos had indicated and was identified via dental records. So,
where did they find the other one?
We'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is just her for now.
Okay.
So he said this is where I dumped her, and she was found a mile down from where he actually told them that they had dumped her. So each time he killed, he experimented not just with the bodies but with control. How long could he make them stay quiet? How long could he keep the illusion of companionship before the silence of death?
But he killed them right away. They were silent either way.
These two.
Okay.
Yeah. So his third victim was Karen Elena Sprinker. Sprinker was an 18-year-old Oregon State University chemistry student, and she was abducted at gunpoint from a parking lot outside of Mare and Frank department store while en route to meet her mother for lunch on March 27th of 1969. So she was just heading to meet her mom.
Yeah.
For lunch.
Goddamn.
Yeah. So, like when Brudos was dressed as a female at the college campus, he was dressed in women's clothing at the time of the abduction. He had impulsively driven his station wagon into the parking lot after observing a young woman wearing high-heeled shoes and a mini skirt at this location. So he was, I guess, looking at this point. He was like searching for people he could do this to. It wasn't a crime of opportunity anymore. Having parked his car, he attempted to chase her but lost sight of her. When returning back to his vehicle, he saw Sprinker exiting her car and walking toward the department store called Mare and Frank. She was forced at gunpoint to enter his vehicle and accompany him home, with Brudos promising not to harm her. That's never going to happen. They're going to kill you. Do not get in that fucking car.
Run.
Yeah. According to Brudos, Sprinker repeatedly pleaded with him not to hurt her, adding that once taken inside his workshop, she stated she would do anything he wanted provided he did not kill her.
He gonna kill you anyway, honey.
In response, Brudo asked if she was a virgin. Sprinker replied that she was, adding that she was currently on her period. Brudos then forced her to undress before proceeding to rape her on the workshop floor, so this was prior to death. She was still alive with the first rape. Sprinker was then forced to pose in different high-heeled shoes and underwear as Brudos photographed her.
Where was everybody when they came home?
Yeah, so this is where like the experimenting comes in. He's like playing with her.
Okay.
So it wasn't just like a right away thing.
Okay.
Brudos then bound Sprinker's hands behind her back before placing a rope around her neck. He then asked her if the rope was too tight. She replied that it was. In her response, he threw the rope over a ceiling beam and pulled, causing Sprinker to be winched from the ground, whereupon she quote-unquote kicked a little and then died.
What the fuck?
To which he would later say caused him to become sexually aroused, hearing her kick the walls.
How did no one else hear her kick the fucking walls? How does no one else hear? What the fuck?
Yep.
How? Oh my god.
Yep. That's why I'm saying this is fucking wild. How did nobody see any of this happening? How did nobody hear any of this happening?
Do you not hear?
So, over the following hours, Brudos repeatedly engaged in acts of necrophilia with Sprinker's body. He also severed both of her breasts so he could form plastic molds with the organs, her boobs. That evening, Sprinker's body was lashed to a 6-cylinder engine component and thrown into, again, the Willamette River. She was described as brilliant, shy, and a little awkward, and she was just wanting to meet her mom for lunch that day. You know, normal, wholesome, and her life was extinguished.
Her poor mom, like, where's my...
Yeah, just sitting there waiting, because, like, this was in the 60s. Like, you didn't just have cell phones where you could text and call somebody. You didn't know what was going on. So, his fourth victim was Linda Dawn Sally. She was a 22-year-old removal firm secretary and part-time Portland State University student from Beaverton, Ohio. Nope, she is not from Ohio. Beaverton, Oregon, whom Brudos abducted from the ground of the Lloyd Center shopping mall late in the afternoon of April 23rd of 1969. Sally had purchased a pair of slacks and a watch band as birthday gifts for her fiancé.
Oh, no.
From the mall and was returning to her vehicle when approached by Brudos, who deceived her into believing he was a police officer by displaying a fake police badge and informing her she was being arrested for shoplifting.
What the hell?
Although Sally protested her innocence, she agreed to accompany Brudos to his vehicle, where she was informed she was being kidnapped for ransom. Brudos then drove toward his home. He parked inside his garage and ordered Sally to follow him across the yard to his home, believing his wife and children to be with relatives.
Oh, my God.
At this moment, his wife appeared on the porch to inform him that she had prepared the family dinner. In response, Brudos, over 10 feet from the porch, signaled to Sally to stand still. He informed his wife he would be in the house in a few moments, then returned Sally to the garage where she was bound with a cord. Brudos then entered the house to eat dinner with his family. Bro.
I would have been running, screaming, yelling, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, there is someone that can help you.
Like, why?
You're ordered to stay down. You were not bound and gagged at the mouth. Why did you not scream?
Like, what the fuck?
This shit is, like, so confusing. Like, I don't understand. Like, none of this do I understand. Like, none of it. So, upon returning to the garage, Brudos discovered Sally had freed herself from her binds, but she had made no further attempts to escape.
Why? Yeah,
I don't know. What
the fuck?
Yeah. So, she attempted to resist his immediate effort to place a leather strap around her neck and quote unquote pull her off her feet, asking the question, "Why are you doing this to me?" I'm like, yeah, why? Sally then began to scratch and kick Brudos as he lifted her from the ground by the leather strap. Although she soon became unconscious, Brudos then proceeded to strangle her to death as he raped her. Like, at the same time. Normally it was rape and strangle to death, then rape, but he strangled her while he was raping her this time. Sally's body was then hung by the neck upon the same workshop pulley as Brudos' previous two victims. He then placed a hypodermic needle into her rib cage beneath each armpit, through which he ran an electrical current in an effort to animate her body.
All right, Frankenstein.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Disappointed the experiment failed to produce dancing or seizure-like movements, he instead singed her flesh at the point of entry, and he rapidly abandoned this experiment. Like, that's not what he wanted to do. He didn't want to burn her. He wanted to make her dance or move.
What the fuck?
He's a fucking psycho.
What the
psycho.
fuck?
Brudos would later tell investigators his inspiration for performing this experiment upon Sally's corpse sourced from a near-fatal incident dating from 1967 in which he had accidentally electrocuted himself in the basement of the house in which they previously resided. So, like, the house before where they're at now.
Okay.
Some sources say it was while he was actually at work. In any account, he didn't go to the hospital to get it checked out. And this could actually be the turning point in the escalation of his activities from just stealing shoes and breaking into people's homes and taking their lingerie to actually murdering them, because, remember, his murder spree started in 68.
Yeah.
He was electrocuted in 67, near death. Didn't go to the hospital, but near death.
Oh, yeah, the electrocuted probably shit some to his head.
Yeah, and that's what they're saying. This could be a potential reason. He retained Sally's body for 24 hours, engaging in necrophilia on one occasion before binding her body to a vehicle gearbox and discarding her in, again, the Willamette River. Although Brudos created a mold of Sally's breasts, he did not mutilate this section of her body as he had with the previous victims, as he believed her areolas were too pink.
What?
Yeah. He's like, your areolas are too pink, my guy. I don't want them. But I'm going to take a mold of them.
What the fuck?
Despite this incident occurring upon or shortly after sunset, Ralphine would later say that she did not see Saley behind her husband. The layout from the garage workshop to the porch of Brudos' household would have obscured Saley from Ralphine's peripheral vision for much of the route from the garage to the porch. So they're saying just like the way the way it's set up.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have seen her, and it was dark, but she wouldn't have seen her like even like if it were daylight.
But the fact that she didn't, you hear someone, so you're like the fact you don't yell for help or like try to run away. Like, what the fuck?
I have no answers. I don't understand it at all.
Like,
yep. So, even death wasn't enough. After they were dead, he still wanted power over their body, which is why he experimented with the electricity.
Frankenstein.
Yeah. So, these are his attempted abductions. In April of 1969, Brudos attempted to abduct 2 women on consecutive days. Both escaped and reported their ordeal to the authorities. The first of these women was 24-year-old murderess Sharon Wood. She encountered Brudos in the basement stairwell of a parking garage in Portland on April 21st of 1969. Wood later recalled feeling a tapping motion on her shoulder, only to turn around to observe Brudos pointing a pistol at her face and ordering her not to scream. Although Brudos attempted to restrain the young woman with an arm lock, Wood fiercely fought her assailant by both biting and kicking him.
Yes, bitch.
And twisting his wrist as he attempted to divert the pistol muzzle away from herself and toward the attacker while simultaneously biting deeply into Brudos' hand, causing him to slam her head into the concrete floor before fleeing the scene. She remembers watching him come back towards her quickly, headed for the gun, and thought that he was just going to shoot her dead in the middle of the parking garage. The following day, a 15-year-old schoolgirl, Gloria Jean Smith, was forced at gunpoint to accompany Brudos to a green Volkswagen Carmen Ghia.
Huh?
I don't know, that's just whatever Volkswagen model it was.
Okay.
With Brudos informing her, quote, "I want you to come with me. I won't hurt you. I won't rape you." Yeah. He then grabbed the rear of Smith's coat and forced her to accompany him, but agreed to the child's request to let go of her coat as she walked alongside him. When Smith observed a woman working on her front lawn, she yelled and ran towards the woman, causing Brudos to flee from the scene.
Yes. Smart. See,
smart girl.
These two were smart.
Yeah.
Why did no one else do this shit?
I don't know. Smith described her abductor as being in his early 30s, approximately 6 foot tall, weighing 200 pounds, and wearing dark glasses. All known sex offenders matching this description were investigated, but eliminated as suspects because he was not on the registry, even though he should have been.
Yes.
So, the discoveries of these bodies. On May 10th of 1969, 2 fishermen discovered what they believed to be a large parcel floating beneath the surface of the water in a shallow section of the Long Tom River. Upon closer inspection, they discovered the parcel was actually the bound, bloated body of a young woman clad in a coat, weighed down by a large gearbox with copper wiring, twisted in a manner in which electricians trim electrical lines. The body was identified as that of Linda Saley. Due to the extent of decomposition, a subsequent autopsy was unable to determine whether she had been raped, although the coroner did rule her death as being due to strangulation. In addition, her autopsy revealed needle marks encircled by burning on each side of her ribcage close to her armpits, which had evidently been inflicted after death. So they can tell, if these wounds happened before death or after. 2 days later, an underwater search and recovery unit discovered the body of Karen Sprinker approximately 20 yards from where Sally's body had been found. Her body was similarly weighted to the riverbed, in this case by a 6-cylinder head, and she had been bound with precisely the same cord and copper wire as Sally's body had been. Sprinker's autopsy determined she had died of either smothering or strangulation, and both of her breasts had been severed from her body after death. Although Sprinker was discovered wearing the same green skirt and sweater she had worn on the day of her disappearance, the size 38D bra was many sizes too large for her and had been stuffed with brown paper toweling in an apparent effort to simulate a much larger breast size.
Oh, so they didn't even fit the clothes he put on him. Oh, okay.
Not the bra. She was wearing like her actual clothes, but like the bra was not hers. 2 months prior to the discoveries of Sally and Sprinker, a fisherman had discovered the decomposed body of a 15-year-old Forest Grove girl named Stephanie Vilko in Gales Creek. Vilko had been missing since July 27th of 1968. The circumstances surrounding Vilko's disappearance, murder, and discovery initially led investigators to connect her death to those of Sally and Sprinker. However, it was determined later her death was unrelated. 12 women went missing during the time Brudos was free. Mm-hmm. So we've only confirmed 4 of them belonged to him, plus the 2 abductions or attempted kidnappings and abductions. But they're thinking there are more.
Probably. How crazy he is.
Yep. So, to the investigation, the most predominant factors linking the deaths of Sally and Sprinker to the same perpetrator were the facts that both young women had been bound with the same brand of electrical flex and that both had been weighted with car components, suggesting their murderer may have been an electrician or a mechanic.
Which he is.
Yes. In an effort to trace the origin of the auto components, several officers questioned employees at proprietors of all garages and junkyards in Western Oregon. Upon formally identifying both women, investigators also began questioning their family members and acquaintances. Police questioning Sprinker's fellow students at Oregon State University revealed several female students had received phone calls in recent months from a man claiming to be a Vietnam veteran who had asked to take them on dates. This man had used various aliases. Almost all had either refused or simply hung up the phone. However, one recently had felt a degree of pity and allowed the man to take her on a date.
No.
She described this man as being Caucasian, in his late 20s or early 30s, slightly overweight with thinning, quote, blondish red hair and freckles. His vehicle had been a dirty station wagon with, quote, kids' clothes in it, leading her to believe that he'd actually been married with children.
Oh, he is married with children.
Oh, he is. The date itself had been largely unpleasant, and Brudos had sensed the students' increasing unease in presence, at one point indicating she had reason to be wary, stating, "Think of those 2 girls who were found in the river."
What the fuck?
Upon driving her home at the end of the date, he asked her why she had changed her mind and agreed to accompany him, to which she replied that she had been curious. According to the student, Brudos replied, "How did you know I wouldn't take you to the river and strangle you?"
Bruh. What the fuck?
So, detective followed shoe prints, phone calls, and a rumor about a man with a station wagon. What they didn't realize yet was that Jerry Brudos wasn't hiding. He was inviting them to find him because he was not a smart criminal.
No, he's oh my God.
So, despite her desire to never accompany Brudos on another date, the student had not outwardly told him of this intention, and investigators asked her to contact this man, or to contact them if this man ever called and asked for another date. The girl agreed. 1 week after the discovery of Sally's body on May 18th, Brudos again contacted the young woman. He was arrested as he was walking toward the agreed rendezvous that evening.
Oh, no.
Bow, bow, bow. Brudos provided police with his correct name, age, and occupation, but gave a false address.
Of course.
With no legal basis to detain him, he was soon released from custody. Although a background check revealed his history of physical and sexual violence towards women, and a search of vehicle database records revealed that he had resided in the District of Portland, where Slauson had been last seen alive, and upon discovering Brudos' actual address, investigators discovered he currently resided just blocks from the department store where Karen Sprinker had been abducted. So they're starting to piece it together. Furthermore, although Brudos did not drive a Volkswagen Carmen Ghia, investigators discovered his mother owned such a vehicle. And he had been in possession of the car on April 22nd, the date of the attempted abduction of Gloria Smith, the 15-year-old. Smith herself positively identified Brudos as the man who had attempted to abduct her. This information was deemed sufficient probable cause to obtain a search warrant of Brudos' property.
Okay.
So, 8 days after Brudos' initial arrest on May 26th, a search of his property was conducted. Stowed within his garage, authorities discovered a large cache of women's lingerie and footwear, a list of phone numbers to sorority houses and girls' colleges, living quarters, and a number of photographs of young women, some alive, some obviously deceased. Almost all of the photographs had been taken in Brudos' garage, including several depicting a deceased woman hanging from the garage pulley with the mirror laid horizontally upon the floor directly beneath her feet. In one image, the reflection within the mirror depicted Brudos holding his Polaroid, indicating he had taken the photographs.
Dumbass, you've been caught.
Evidence. Beautiful, damning evidence. One of the individuals depicted in these photographs was rapidly identified as Karen Sprinker. She was depicted standing nude, save for high-heeled slippers, with an expression of stern fear, contemplation, and or apparent resignation on her face. So they couldn't determine if she was like scared or like she knew she was getting ready to die. He told police, if I didn't photograph them, it was like they didn't exist. He had no remorse. Like
that electricity fucked his brain up.
Mm-hmm. Brudos kept audio recordings of some of his attacks.
What the fuck?
Investigators found several types with female screaming, noted by the FBI, though never publicly released. A severed female breast coated with epoxy was discovered upon a mantle in the living room.
How do you not notice a fucking breast on your fucking mantle in the goddamn living room?
I don't know.
What the fuck? Oh.
I don't know. If Ralphine was just like so out of touch with everything because she hated that man so much, she just didn't notice. I don't know. I don't know.
Bitch, you pissed me off.
Police also discovered a coil of copper wiring determined to be of precisely the same type used to bind the bodies of Linda Sally and Karen Sprinker to engine components prior to their disposal in the Long Tom River. One length of rope confiscated by investigators was tied in precisely the same manner to bind the victim's body. In addition, numerous engine components were scattered and stowed around the garage. These discoveries were deemed sufficient to place Brudos under constant surveillance.
Arrest him. Fucking arrest him. What do you mean fucking surveillance? Arrest his goddamn ass.
And do you see why I have problems with detectives and police work and investigations? Are we on the same page now? You're growling, so I'm gonna say yes. But sorry guys, this is where we're gonna end this episode. Yeah, so the next part 3, we're gonna talk about, his arrest, his confession, all that good stuff. So yeah, I told you guys to be prepared because it's rough. I did not lie to you guys. I said it was gonna be rough. So next week, I hate to tell you guys, next week is not part 3.
What?
Yeah, we're doing the Christmas stuff next week. Yeah, next week is not part 3. That part 3 is going to be after.
So you get a break.
You get a little bit of a breather, although the Christmas stuff is still kind of rough. But it's not Jerry Brudos rough. But yeah, so that is part 2 of the Jerry Brudos murder. Murders. Confirmed 4, but 12 women went missing during that time. I guess maybe never found. Couldn't be connected to him. He still could have done something. We don't know. But yeah. Sorry. But you guys know what to expect if you're still listening to us, so this shouldn't be a surprise to you. But you guys can join us on Patreon, patreon.com/hauntedandhomicidal, facebook.com/hauntedandhomicidal. And if you guys have any suggestions, stories, or just want to say hey, you can email us at hauntedandhomicidal@gmail.com. Yeah, okay, love you, bye.
Bye.